my voice. So it's like a guided meditation, but I'm supporting them physically as well, to access their breath and calm the nervous system and meet themselves. You know, we go in through a cellular level, work with the bone marrow, work with the digestive system, I work with the organs through really gentle guidance, so that people can meet their bodies really intimately. And that rebuilding of relationship, a lot of us don't know where all, you know, I have to study where all the different parts of our body are. We're not really taught that, yet we live in this body, you know, from the moment we arrive. So what I've noticed is when people get to know and understand the internal systems of the body, there's this new relationship that gets formed with themselves and their physical being, and the cares, they start to take a different care and self-love with them, with their bodies and with their beings, through getting to know how you function physically, you know, really simply. But through that simple connection, a lot more care begins to happen, self-care. And that this is like the human body, and then Earth is like our big body. It's like the greater body. And on a bigger picture, you know, a big part of my work is supporting that greater body, supporting planet Earth. And until we can care for ourselves, our own bodies, we just can't do that for the bigger body. You know, so my mission, so to speak, is to support people into their bodies. So then our greater body Earth, that care that people learn to take for themselves, spills out into caring for the body of Earth.
I'm making notes because I think this is so important, you know. And so, like, people can contact you. We'll put all the connections that you have, like, no, all the connections, all the way that people can contact you, Instagram, Facebook. But what will be a good way? I mean, you already gave a little tips during this podcast. What will be a very good way for people, especially parents with children that are spending so much time in video games, in computers, like little tips that they can do at home to help themselves slow down, be present, be more rooted, and also their children? What would you recommend? Like, even if they cannot contact you right now, you know, they cannot have a session, what will be a good way to start to having that dance with life, to having that reconnection with Earth, so we can be more present and somatize the trauma in a way that we become wiser instead of more afraid of life?
Beautiful. So glad you mentioned the children. It's so important. I'm working on a project with babies at the moment, babies and nature. So yes, I think some things that would be helpful. What springs to mind is the rhythm, the natural rhythm of the day. So honoring or paying attention to sunrise and sunset is a beautiful practice, whether you can be in that or witness that somehow, or just to honor, to acknowledge that together with children. Because our linear time doesn't always do that. So that might be through when you have meals together, or it might be just through sharing something in the day, you know, in the sunset, or something about how you want to be in the day, in the morning, a little offering, a little prayer or something in the sunrise. But it could also be something playful. It could be dancing. Not all kids are into that, but it could just be that music gets put on in the house. And so while breakfast is being made, there's some music there. So bodies are invited, you know, through the frequency of sound to move a little. But honoring those natural rhythms, the natural timing of the fact that every day the sun starts again. Every day there's a new beginning. And every day there's a closure, or there's an exhale in the sunset. Things like gardening, creating, I don't know if you have that sort of thing here, but we have in the supermarket, instead of the plastic toys, now you get a little seed and a pot.
That's a great idea.
And it's so good because all the plastics, you know, there's so much. So you get a little little pot plant that's made out of natural fiber you can plant in a little seed. So having something on the windowsill that you check. Having plants in the house, you mentioned that, plants are great to have around, but then to also actually sit with or breathe with or talk to have a plant friend. Plants are, I call them liquid light. They're full of,
I love that.
they're full of light, and they're green.
Yes.
They're heart chakra. They love us, the plants. They really want to help us. They provide food and medicine, and that they really love us. And so to get into that, to talk with a plant.
I love that, Rivka. I love that because, I believe that. I talk to my plants, they talk to me. My son, who is 10, he has a daily ritual. Every day, the first thing that he does is, obviously, he makes his bed, but I'm such a believer of doing that. I have a podcast that someone else interviewed him, which is really good. Maybe one day we will just publish it here as a Sovereign Futures podcast, but just as a special thing. But one of the things he does is, after he has everything arranged for his day, he goes outdoors. He has a little trampoline so he can activate his lymphatic system. He jumps, which he loves because he's a kid. And then he's the one in charge to water the plants. Every day, he has become like, today, he's like, Mom, you need to see this. This plant has a yellow thing. There's something wrong with her. I was like, no, that plant, that little leaf is ready to be gone. So we took it out. He was like understanding, like, some of the leaves die because new will come. But he has become so devoted to the plants that even like, for example, sometimes on the weekends he goes with his dad, since we're like, we are in different households. He tells me, Mom, make sure to take good care of the girls, of the plants, the girls, and the little babies. And he talks to them. He loves them. We have names for them. And I've noticed that just those little moments of connection with nature in the day, it just changes the whole tone of the day.
I love that. Yeah.
Movement and plant caring.
Yeah.
And I think your reminder to all of us right now that that's liquid energy, like it's light energy, and it's green and for the heart. I mean, I'm taking so much notes because it's so important for all us to remember, because it's easy to get lost in the social media, in the Instagram, in the phone, in the non-doing, and becoming becoming the artificial intelligence that we complain of. We become like that. So
yeah.
I think you have a solution. You have such a potent medicine, Rivka. So any trainings, any classes that you are currently offering or that you are going to be offering soon?
Yes, we're about to start a futuring, my first futuring office in Studying with You, which I'm so excited. That starts on Monday. That is online and there's still place. So
by the time the podcast comes out, she has a class of futuring. Yeah.
And that's working with embodiment. So with that,
I love that
modality, that you taught us on the principles, but bringing that through movement and through the soma, which is exciting. So
wow,
good to that. I have a free group that people can join on Facebook.
Okay, tell us, because we can put it. We'll let Sophie that always support us, so she can add it in the copy of the podcast. What is the free group?
It's called Intelligence of the Heart. And it's a community, a restorative community, and I offer free meditations and free guided somatic practice. And then once a month, there's a masterclass that you can pay and come in and for a bit more detail if that interests you.
Wow, beautiful.
The group is there for anyone that's interested in that. And that runs from my Seed of Sovereignty group.
The Seed of Sovereignty group. Wow. My beloved Rivka, this is such a blessing because we have so much. Richard Loeb talks about nature deficit disconnection. And I am so glad that there is like human souls like you that are actually bringing a remedy to that disconnection, that are bringing healing to all the ailments of humanity, that really through dance, through practices of connection, of deeply being grounded and embodiment, we all can heal and support each other to grow as a healthy, harmonic community. So any blessing that you would like to leave to our audience for their sovereignty before we leave?
Well, you mentioned healing. There is so much healing capacity in nature. So if you are struggling with anything physically or emotionally or spiritually, I invite you to go into nature, to find a beautiful place and to talk to the earth, talk to the sky, talk to that divine presence for the healing that you need. You will be heard, and that healing is available to you right there between, you and the beautiful natural world. You don't need a therapist or another person or a mentor, anything. If you can go and connect with your heart. And so my blessing is that may we all offer ourselves that space and time to step out of our routine and normal time schedules into the timelessness of nature, to be held and to remember that we have a place, that we belong just as we are. Who we are is enough.
Oh, amen. Amen, amen, amen. My beloved Rivka, thank you for your blessing. I felt the earth. I can't wait to, when we can travel more at ease and I can go visit you.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to dance with you, and again, anybody that really, really feels like disconnection or needing for healing or understanding of your traumas, or just it's been hard 2020 for many, many people, connect with Rivka. I can't recommend enough her practice, her mastery, her expertise. It's extraordinary, and you have to experience it to be able to feel the power of transformation that her work delivers. So, my beloved Rivka, thank you, everyone. Keep being sovereign, keep feeling sovereign, keep connecting to Earth. Remember that Earth is sovereign by itself. So let's connect to the sovereignty of nature, abide by natural law, and love each other, because it is a short ride being on this planet Earth. Believe, and I say it from the space that I know, because I once had a near-death experience. So it's a sacred ground. I love you all. Thank you. See you on the next episode. Un beso. Adios. Thank you for listening to the Spirituality Now podcast. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform and share us with a friend. To learn more about how to live more present in the moment and take your faith into action, visit delaflorteachings.com/faith to access the free training of 21 Days of Faith in Action today.